The clock tower is definitely one of Spokane's most beautiful landmarks, but 50 years ago, time was running out for this iconic clock. Thanks to a local effort, we still get to enjoy the Spokane staple, and our photographer Dave Selmer sat down with the man at the helm of saving it.
Well, I got here in '67. I fell in love with Spokane. The history of it, the railroads were involved. I was a railroad modeler, rail fan, and I saw a jumble of tracks everywhere in Spokane. And when the stations were taken out of the Riverfront Park plan and taken out of the Expo plan, I got involved and I went to City Hall and talked to Sylvan Fullweiler about it, and he told me, well, Mr. Quinn, the steam boilers are all wore out. They'd have to be expensive to replace. The Union Station didn't have any steam boilers. That started the Save Our Station campaign to save the stations. And there were two of them, the Union Station and the Great Northern Station. This was the other building that was there. This is called the Union Station. The Union Pacific, the Milwaukee Road, and the Spokane International used this station for their passenger trains. The Union Station was a much more substantial building built in 1914. That could have been many things, but the Great Northern had the sentimental historic value because of its age and the tower. We got 15,000 signatures to put it on the ballot. The city responded by putting $1.5 million levy on the ballot itself to restore the buildings. However, they didn't account for the demolition cost of taking the stations down. I don't know where that money was or came from or whatever, but they had money to tear it down, but not money to restore it. I find that ironic. We put the issue on the ballot and it got 43% favorable, which meant that it would failed. And the city responded by saying, well, if the stations aren't saved, we'll save the tower. That was their response to the effort.
It's amazing the commitment and passion from citizens to be able to shape the way our city looks today. You know, behind me, that was slated to be demolished along with the depot. And if it wasn't for Jerry Quinn Sr., that would probably be gone today.
And that's something to take on City Hall. It's not for the weak of heart. It's something you have to understand you're taking on a windmill.
While the effort might not have saved the main structures of the train stations in town, it did lead to Burlington Northern restoring and saving train stations all across Washington and even Montana.
When I first got here, that was one of the iconic landmarks. Yeah. That and the pavilion,
yes.
Downtown Riverfront Park.
Absolutely.
I absolutely cannot imagine that skyline without the clock tower.
I mean, we show it every day when we on Up with Krim. It's our first thing that we see every morning when we're talking about the forecast. I can't imagine it not being there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't look the same.
And when my family comes into town, Riverfront Park is always like one of the first things we do. It's like that's first, Manitou Park is next.
Absolutely, yeah. Two of my favorites.